New Brunswickers who work in project management will meet in St. John this week, and for a little inspiration, they've invited Tyler Hayden. He's a professional speaker and author from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, and he shared his motivational speeches with companies and organizations all over Canada. When he's in St. John, he'll be talking about team building. Good morning, Tyler.
Hey, Hans, how's it going?
Very well. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic.
Good to hear it.
Yeah, man.
Listen, what's at the core of the message you try to get across to groups about team building?
Team building is about what we do with people, not to people. So we've all been to those team building events where, your boss has said, we're going golfing and you hate golfing, or let's all go for drinks after work, and you've got like kids and guitar lessons and hockey and all those things. I take my groups through a process of learning about multiple intelligences of teams, and from there being able to understand what your team would like to do best. So whether they're kinesthetic learners, interpersonal learners, and from there, once we know kind of their learning style, we make suggestions around what team building events would best fit, so that everybody's having a great time, and it actually produces the results and the goals that you're looking for, which is better team cohesion and team bonding at the end of the day.
And can you give me some examples of what you would do with the folks here in St. John?
Sure. So this is going to be a train-the-trainer session. So I'm actually going to be helping them to learn how to be a team mover. So how to take that idea of being a team mover and be able to learn the skills and techniques of selecting the activities. Then after they're able to select the activities, then I'm just going to provide road-ready team building events that they can use, and we're going to sample them. So it's going to be kind of like pulling up to your favorite buffet and sampling a whole bunch of really delectable treats. And at the end of the day, they'll walk away and they'll have a ton of resources in their toolkit that they'll be able to apply from team to team to team, whether it be in a virtual atmosphere. So if they're working with a team, maybe somebody in Dubai, somebody in San Francisco, somebody in St. John, they're able to build a team even though they might not see each other face to face. Or for the teams that are face to face and work in the same office space and want to be able to improve their relationship building, this is what we do.
Why is this something that companies have to work on?
It affects the bottom line. So it really does improve your return on investment. When you think about things like the cost of absenteeism or presentism even, or you start looking at like Motorola they did a study on their investment in training design and training work. They returned $30 for every dollar they invested. So from a business point of view, there's a fiscal responsibility of actually doing team building as well. When we start looking at the generational makeup of our workforces, millennials want to have that place where it has a cool culture. They feel engaged. They feel wanted. They feel part of something. So that is something that team building, that's an output that comes out of team building. It also gives an opportunity for more our senior leaders and our senior folks who are inside our workspace to be able to share and to be able to demonstrate their wisdom and knowledge for some of the newer folks and kind of cross-populate that way. So the team building really helps to build the team and move business forward. We do it in one of three different ways. It's either for fun. So team building, which is traditionally what people think of, those fun activities, you're going to play paintball, you're going to do whatever, that's fun. And then there's fast forward, where we take team building and actually help people to learn business skills. So whether it be how to use a new sales system, how to provide better customer service, we use team building in order to learn those things. And then the other one is fast fix, which is when your team is broken, they have poor relationships, and then you call a guy in like me who can come in and help to move the needle and get people back on the same page and connected and moving forward in a shared and common direction.
I hate to call what you do an industry because it sounds impersonal, but yeah. It seems to me a fairly new concept that companies are coming on board with.
It's it's been around for years and years and years. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I use a lot of experiential based learning, which comes out of Kurt Hahn actually back in the Outward Bound days. So back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when they were moving across the sea, they actually did team building. So they set up ropes courses, and it was as much for physical activity as it was to learn how to work together. So they would tie ropes from one side of the ship to the other side of the ship, and then the folks on the ship would work at at trying to complete the challenge or the task. So it spawned out of that. It's been around, really popularizing. I would say you're right, over the last little bit, and maybe that's an indication of people's desire to place a greater importance in our relationships and realizing how important that is to our workspace and our ability to achieve more.
How did you come to realize that? How did you get into this line of work?
Well, I've been doing this for 20 years, actually. So I have a degree from Acadia University, and I started an organization called the NSSSA. I helped to start that back in about 25 years ago, which is the largest student-run association in North America. And so I started helping them to build their leadership team building type activities, and I just absolutely loved it. So I hung my shingle, and here I am today, still providing what are fun and engaging and content deep sessions for corporations, associations, and private business.
But you must have had to change what you teach over those 20 years as you see the workplaces change.
Oh, absolutely, and the depth of knowledge is different. I mean, we're always on top of what's happening with industry trends. I take a huge amount of time before I engage with a client to really understand their corporate culture, to really understand their industry. So, reading trade publications, doing a lot of research on the internet, doing intake with managers and frontline workers. So, yeah, everything changes, and every event is as unique as the group you're working with.
You don't have to venture too far from your home base of Lunenburg this time around, but where has this taken you?
All over the world. So my clients are North America, and we've traveled through to overseas. We've done work all over, from Australia, New Zealand, to here at home in tropical Lunenburg.
Does anything still surprise you when you do head into a workplace?
What surprises me, I guess, at the end of the day is that for the most part, we end up combating a lot of the same issues. A lot of the same challenges that people have around engagement and retention. A lot of the same issues around communication strategies and how people communicate with one another. So, there's still a lot of same issues, but I guess some of the changes we've seen is that corporations and associations are more interested in the people and who's involved in the business. For a while there, before the economic downturn, it was a ton of investment going into software and into how the IT side of the business would work. And now what we've come to realize is that is equally as important as the people who are operating the software and the people who are generating the software and people who are using the software. So there's been a resurgence of understanding that people are the bottom line, and people are the ones that help to create that. So it's been refreshing.
The folks here in St. John are going to enjoy themselves with you, Tyler. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Hey, absolutely. You know what? It's going to be super high energy, lots of comedy, lots of entertainment, and tons of road-ready materials and activities to be able to apply in your office space. So definitely check us out. There's still time to register, so come on out and join me.
Safe travels to St. John. Bye-bye.
All right, bye for now.
Tyler Hayden is a professional